Hi, I'm Matt from Askia's London office. In this video I will demonstrate how within Analyse you can use the simple or advanced sort options to dictate the order in which results appear on your tables. I have a CAS file open here which has 291 interviews in it and a series of questions within a loop, as you can see from the questionnaire tree here. If I drag and drop this series of questions into the rows of my table definition, we can see that by default the properties of these questions are set to not allow sorting. However, if I right click on any of these questions and select the properties, I can change this setting to allow sorting of responses. Furthermore, I can copy and paste the presentation of this question to all of the other questions to quickly and easily make the same change to the full list of questions in my rows, and you can immediately see the effect this change has made. But if you wish for any system, don't know or not asked categories to be sorted, you'll need to change the properties of those modalities individually, as shown here. But then of course, once you've changed it on one question, you can then copy and paste the presentation of that question across all of the other questions in your rows. And you can see the effect it has had on those rows immediately here. Now, if I temporarily remove all of those rows from my definition and change my default options to allow the sorting of questions by default here, click on OK. When I drag the rows of that question back into my definition, I'll find that the properties of those questions are already set to allow the responses to be sorted. However, as seen a moment ago, Analyse will not include don't know or no response answers for sorting unless you change the properties of that answer category. So let's now look at the results of this simple table to check the order in which the responses are shown. As we can see here, the order in which the responses are shown for each question is the same as the original questionnaire order. In other words, the results have not been sorted. The reason for this is that we need to change the overall settings of our table template to define the order in which we would like the responses to be sorted. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll choose to sort the responses in ascending order. Click on OK and look at the results. So this time, when we look at the results, we can see that the answers for each question in our table has been sorted to show the lowest numbers first, ascending to the highest, but with the exception of don't know, as these have not been set to allow sorting. Then, if necessary, we can change the sort settings to descending rather than ascending, and by viewing the results, once we click on OK, we can see that the answers for each question in the table have been sorted to show the highest number of responses first, descending to the lowest, but of course still excluding the don't know response. Now let's imagine that we wish to show gender on the columns of our table, as shown here. But rather than sort the table based on the number in the total, we want to sort the table based on the counts under our column for women. We can achieve this if we right click on a question in the rows of our table and select the advanced sort option. We're then able to define which calculation type we wish to sort on, but also select the question and response on which we would like to sort our rows. So when we view the table now, it will be sorted by women. which, as we can see in the results, is a different order from the numbers in our total column. So let's now imagine that we wish to show the questions in this loop as a summary table rather than as a standard cross table. I'll create this summary table first by removing the gender question from the columns of the table definition and selecting a different tab template which has the relevant settings required to produce a summary table. So when we view the results of these questions now, we can see a summary table of questions as rows and answers as columns. Now, if we wish to sort the rows of this type of table, we need to select the advanced sort option again on a question and select the question sorting tab, select the calculation type we wish to sort on and which row response, which relates to answers or modalities, then click on OK. Now when we look at the results, we can see that the rows of our summary table have been sorted in descending order based on row response or modality 1, which is a different order from the order in our questionnaire. And naturally, if I go back into the advanced sorting definition on the question sorting tab, I can change the row response from 1 to 2, and when we look at the summary table now, the order in which each question appears is defined by the second row response or modality. Also, by selecting the advanced sort again and the question sorting tab, I can dictate that I wish to sort the questions in my summary table by mean. For example, click on OK, and as you can see from these results, that has had the desired effect. And as with all of our sorting functionality, you can quickly and easily switch from a descending sort to an ascending sort. In this case, merely by clicking a tick box. Well, I hope you found this video on sort functionality useful and informative. As always, the team at Askia would welcome your questions, comments or suggestions on this subject or any other. So please get in touch with us by emailing support@askia.com. Thank you very much for watching.